Firstly, please deduct my walking time on a stage from my welcome speech time, okay? Sorry for being slow, and I love, when I talk to walk, but unfortunately today I'm gonna stand here statically. Firstly, greetings to everyone. Big pleasure to see all the Lithuanians here, who most of the faces I know, and thanks everyone who came from abroad. Most of them I know as well. So welcome to your second home, which is already for the many years, right? I was asked to open this panel by talking from my perspective about the bioeconomy area or a playground, to talk about the leadership, professionalism, education, and all those important things, which I will not do. And as you see by my skin color, I was not spending past 2 months in Lithuania. Just got back from Latino. So what I will do in the upcoming 10 minutes, I would like to bring all you down to the roots of origin, and just to share my really simple thoughts about the bioeconomy itself. My thoughts about 3 main values in what I believe, and I think that people who are working in this area needs to have those values. And since I'm opening the youth panel, entrepreneurship panel, I will give few advices from my personal good and bad experience. But all this fly, I would like to accommodate you by showing how I was spending the past 2 months, and try to connect the experience which is connected to the wildlife, to the nature, to our environment, and to the area where we are. So if you see, there are a few people walking on the street. It's Rio de Janeiro Carnival 2024. Actually, those folks are walking to the Sambadrome. It was the first day of the opening of the carnival. Interesting place, I was there as well. And what I liked about the carnival is that, absolutely different people from all around the world coming to one playground by having absolutely different reasons to be there. Absolutely different. And when today the speakers before said that bioeconomy is not a sector, it's a combination of everything, I think that's supposed to be and could be really great selling point to the people, because we need to attract to bioeconomy playground all possible different people, personalities, professionals, and skills, so it would strive. To do that, we need to make it attractive, and we need to talk it a lot about. Because I think Rio Carnival is known to everyone. If you would ask a lot of people outside of this hall, somewhere in the city center of Vilnius, I would doubt that everyone would raise their hand and would give the definition what it is exactly. So as there is no profession as bioeconomist, there is no profession as Rio Carnivalian, but because of some reason people are going there, so we need to put all the efforts that the people would come to this playground as well. Now 3 values, what I promised to you. Yes, so it's north of the Brazil. It's a small village called Athens. Not Athens as my friend Grigoris from Greece, but Athens, Brazilian one. And what I liked about that village, I was staying there a couple of weeks, is that, it's 1,000 people village. But the people and the wild animals were living in the same village together. They were sharing the same streets, walking independently, not intervening each other, kind of like creating its own ecosystem, sharing the same plants, fruits, meals, etc. So I think that the people who need what we are looking for to be in the bioeconomy, firstly, they need to love the nature, they need to love the wildlife, and they need to care about all surrounding of ourselves, whether it's humans, it's animals, or it's a, so to say, forest. So loving environment is one thing. Now, the second thing is when we are talking, this is Parajuru, central coastline of Brazil, one of the windiest places in Brazil. And the thing is that what I like there, it's very touristic. A lot of kiteboarders are coming there. I was doing the kite surfing there as well. But they combine magically perfect the tourism and the wind farms. And they are using the windiest place to combine the energy, plus they are attracting a lot of people to enjoy the wind as well. In my opinion, now we are doing too much of renewable energy projects because of force from the government, demand from society, and money flood from the market. And sometimes we are not exploiting the earth, natural resources on a specific time in a specific spot. So it's not about just doing, but it's doing right time and right place. And I think that's important. And the last value is, I think, what not to be do and not to do at all. It's Dominican Republic, somewhere in the Caribbean Sea, Barracuda deep sea fishing. And when I was staying in that village, what I liked is that, well, technically all the people there are doing the fishing, right? But the interesting aspect was that they were fishing and catching the fish only for today's lunch or dinner. The latest is tomorrow meal. Now, when we are talking about our modern society, even though we are creating the food in circular, sustainable, organic, I mean, there are thousands of buzzword ways how we do the food, we overproduce. And if we care about our future, we need to stop overproducing where it's not necessary, and we need to think about where the food actually has to be. And we are over-consuming a lot. So moving a little bit to the business and entrepreneurship, because I think that today the youth and entrepreneurship is going to be tackled a lot. It's a picture, what you see, it's Caracas, Venezuela, capital of Venezuela, and one of the most dangerous cities now in the world. And in the picture you can see, I mean, the pictures were done with my iPhone, so you don't expect super quality, and I was not even thinking to show them to you, but whatever, today I'm open. So half of the city you see there and the buildings, it's a favela, so the poorest poor. Half on the other side of the road, it's mid to higher social level buildings. And the story, what I want to say here is that all the entrepreneurs, the young scientists, and people who have some kind of idea, please keep in mind that around you, there are millions of people who are still having similar dreams, who want to reach similar goals as you are, and there is going to be a tough road there. But keep in mind that entrepreneurs or scientists, they are not being born. You need to make them man-made, and you need to go through all really difficult paths by yourself. And that's important to understand. Now, talking about the path, it's Barahenias Desert, biggest desert in Brazil. And when I was standing on one of the highest dunes, I was looking, at what I was seeing in front, and it's interesting effect what's happening in that desert is that every single rainy season, when it's like flooding, it's a lot of rain there, in the bottoms of the dunes, every single day small lagoons forms itself, and they last from day to 1 week. They disappear. They appear in other places. So I mean, the environment there is incredibly dynamic. And I'm thinking that nowadays, especially when we are talking about our environment, whether it's business, academia, policy, or whatever, we need to understand that we are living in really dynamic atmosphere. And we cannot imagine that the word static exists anymore. So we need to think always that everything is changing constantly every single minute, and that memory, we need to live with it every single minute, at least what I think. Now, my new buddy, I didn't name it, but it's a 4.5 meter anaconda. We're flying back to Brazil. It's Amazonia jungle. I caught it, well, I didn't caught it, I took it at the corner of the jungle just to and I'm not like a python or anaconda or snake lover, but I wanted to experience the feeling when you know that you are together with an animal who can kill you like in a minute too. Anaconda wasn't trying to kill me, so I couldn't define exactly the time slot. But this picture I want just to say is that everyone who is doing or want to do, whether the business or something new in science, every single person needs to have a little bit of the passion for the adrenaline, and every person needs to understand that the risk, measurable, but the risk will always be the companion. If those two things doesn't fit your idea and agenda, forget about doing something new, innovative, or breaking. It's just not gonna go. Going to Rio Negras, it's one of the biggest river, also Amazonia jungle, and there I was catching at night, I caught at night a shark in the river, in the fresh water. So technically, when I was thinking about the sharks before, I was imagining that they are living mostly in the seas or oceans, or just technically saying the salt water. But apparently, there are some sharks who are living in the rivers. So here, the message, by the way, cute one, I released it. So the message here is that, we need to always look for whether unimaginable or barely believable. And when we find those, spots, and when we find those moments, it broadens our understanding to the world a lot. And when we broaden our understanding, we are becoming more capable to do something interesting, important, and magical in the world, to us and, of course, to everyone else. Amazonia River in Amazon. Here you can see the floating houses. The fact what I didn't know about the Amazonia River is that during the dry and rainy season, the difference of the water level, it's 12 meters. So the way how the natives, because these houses are where the locals are living, So what they've done to adapt the nature, they started to build the houses on the water, on the buoys. So to say, dry season, they're living at the bottom, and rainy season, they are living 12 meters higher. And the message to everyone here is that, I've seen many kind of errors, I would say, when people, because of the age, because of the optimism, or because of our self-confidence, they're starting to fight the obstacles which doesn't rely on them. So we don't need to fight the nature. We don't need to find the cases which we cannot change. We need to adopt. And to adopt to certain situations in our environment, it's not shameful. It's amazing, because we adopt and then we exploit the situation where we are to make something better and to make an impact. Going forward, back into Rio Negras River, by accident I called the stingray. This species of the stingray, by the way, is one of the most lethal ones in the world, because it doesn't have only just a sting, but it has a venom. So technically, if it hits you, you die, and you will not come from the boat back to the coast. And when I caught it, the locals with whom I was fishing, they were thinking maybe to jump out of the boat, but of course they remember that we have the sharks, we have the crocs, and we have the piranhas there. And then they were starting to discuss what to do, how to remove the stingray out of the boat. And then I simply remembered what I was doing before. So I took a towel and just put the towel on stingray's eyes, and it fell asleep. So the natives thought that I'm whether a magician or a prophet or a shaman of the nature, because they didn't see that how the guy, the white one, El Gringo, right, with a piece of towel, made the stingray go to sleep. So here I want to say is that when we operate in our lives, in our professional career, or in our social life, we need to know our environment and to understand it. And we need to react to the environment, but not overreact. Well, in my case, I reacted, not overreacted, otherwise most probably I wouldn't be standing here today with you. Los Roques, Venezuela. It's I think, the biggest fish in life, 60 kilograms, 3 hours of game. By the way, because of that fish, I barely can walk today. So a lot of people were asking what happened, so the fish happened. So just to save the time and stop asking. It's like boring to say the same story like 100 times per day. And the thing is that, I took a lot of time, I have the injuries, and the message here goes as following, that if we have a goal, we need to go into the fight. And the fight takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of casualties, and we need to do a lot of sacrifices, and it's painful. I don't know, maybe I'm unlucky in the life, but all my fights, some of them I won, were super painful and difficult. Business-wise as well, I'm talking now about the business. So we need to understand that if we are going to the fight, we need to know that we will be able and we will commit to sacrifice all what we have. This is tarpon fish, one of the biggest in the world in general, and 9 before tarpons smashed me, destroyed my fishing rods, so I mean this was not out of the first time. By the way, when I started to fish it, it was a bright daylight, and when I finished in the boat, it was already night. So nice memories, but the fight takes time and it's complicated. And almost then, kiteboarding, Sani, Venezuela island. Beautiful island, by the way, but I remember, you know, when I started to kiteboard, it was 2011. I started to kite in Philippines, Boracay Island, and I spent 2 weeks to having the courses, the lessons. I got back home by not understanding how to kite at all. And I was so angry about myself and disappointed and sad that what I did, I borrowed some money because that time I didn't have money at all. And I flew back to Philippines. And I took 1 month to stay there in the Philippines because I committed to myself that if I started to learn and if I want to get some new skills, I will go to the end. After that month, I started to kite. Now, well, you know, 12 years passed, I kite kind of okay. But the main message is that we need to try, if we really see the goal, until we die. Never start something if you think that you will try and by accident somehow you will succeed from the beginning, then you'll go. If not, you will not go. Maybe just because of me. And I'm saying, I'm now sharing the private insights from my life, good and bad ones. So this is the way how I build my character and my character skill. Doesn't mean that it works to everyone. So to conclude, I think that in the life, if you are giving everything for the goal you believe in and for the mission you believe in, you are ready to sacrifice, to fight, and to practice as much as possible, and you have the good values, sometimes the luck comes when you are not expecting that. And this fish, I cannot pronounce the name because it's like that size, Spanish, but it's from the parrotfish. I caught it in Los Roques archipelago, and in that archipelago there are 371 islands total. There are about 7,000 fishermen who are doing private fishing, commercial fishing as well. When I showed it to the local guys, many of them, they were surprised because they said, in average, annually, only 10 of those fishes are being caught in all archipelago of 371 islands. And the funny thing is there, I was not even thinking to catch that fish. I was doing 0 extra efforts. I was just enjoying the day. So once again, to conclude, if you are giving all yourself to the goals and to initiatives you are doing, sometimes the luck can come. So enjoy discussion. Thank you so much and have a great event. Cheers.